Hey there, viewers. Welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Got the 2016 Ford Edge. It's got the big 3.5. It's got the park and brake malfunction light on. When you just open the door, even with the key off, it comes up and tells you, park and brake. Something wrong with the park and brake. Limited use, so on and so forth. I asked the lady what brought that about, because more often than not, when we fix park and brakes, it's usually brought about by somebody's fingers, generally speaking. Not that they can't have a fault on their own, but the majority of them that we fix are after some sort of repair, or so it seems. At least that's been my experience. At any rate, she told me that it didn't have anything to do with any other repair. However, the light came on right after she had rear brakes put on it in an inspection last year. But she did take it back to that shop, and they assured her that it has nothing to do with them doing the rear brakes. So that's what she told me. And then since then, she has taken it to another shop. They put a park and brake actuator on the back. Naturally, the light's still on, so she's still curious as to what's going on with it, and just wants it fixed at this point. Well, let's see here. So we're plugged in. I got the maintainer on it. The key is in the full cut on position. We'll do a fault scan here. See how many codes are in it. Just 3, it looks like. Let's get the report. Park brake left motor. All right, so 2 codes, a C0 or a C1034 and a C2008. Left motor and then park brake. So let's just go into the ABS module here. Let's see, what do we have here? We have some active tests. We'll see if we can learn anything right here before we even get into service data. This is all for the ABS, nothing to do with the park and brake, right? Okay. But this is the module we had the codes in. Just double check, make sure I'm not crazy. Yep. All right, and just for the heck of it, let's see, because we've already got these recorded. I'm just kind of curious which code comes back, see if it's a circuit code. Okay, yep. So that the 2008 is the code that comes back. Now I believe on Altel, oftentimes the electric park and brake functions are not in with the specific module as one might think. We'll go under hot functions. And then the EPB, apply and release test. Here we go. This procedure is also called the assembly test, which performs a calibration run on initial touch point of the brake pad. Must be performed on new modules. Refer to the workshop. Must be in park, not pressing the brake pedal. Okay, I heard something. Sounded like it was on the left side, I thought. We could be wrong. I'm just curious if after cycling them, if it comes up with any different codes. Holy cow! No, we don't want to try again. Oh, okay, release the parking. So this is just the parking brake service position, where it'll retract the motors all the way. On Fords, usually you'll do it, on the screen. So we'll get it out of service position. Yeah, Ford's kind of nice like that, because you can do it right inside the vehicle and you don't need a big fancy scan tool. Wow, this thing has a lot of neat noises it makes. Okay, so that's it. That's all we really need to know. We'll go back in the ABS module here, see if it generated any other codes. And then we'll look up that left motor code. We'll see, what is it looking for. It's a pretty simple circuit. Should be just a couple wires. All right, so got a different code there, the 1111 code now, parking brake enable. We're going to look into this 2008 code and then kind of go from there. I'm sure everything else from it is just a byproduct. So just looking in service info, doesn't seem to be that big a deal. C2008, C2008 13, left motor circuit open. So it's specific to an open circuit in the left motor. And basically the module that controls it, let's see, detects a difference in current between the positive side and negative side of the actuator motor. So it's not seeing any, any current flow in that motor. So I say before we take it to the stupid level, let's go visual inspection, because we know somebody, put brakes on the back. It's been a problem ever since. So has the, connector pulled apart? Is it a pin issue? Is it a connector issue? Or is there simply just a broken wire and they just happened to wiggle it right and it popped apart? Dang, the other shops always get all the money. We always have to fix it, but they always get all the money. Well, let's see. We know we're dealing with an open circuit. Let's, just for poop and laughter, just kind of look this thing over here. See if anything's unusual. See if we see any green coming out of stuff. And blue wire. And a white wire with purple or something there. Let me get some stuff. Let's do our test right from here. See if there's continuity in this motor. This is a DC motor. I would expect some pretty low resistance. Let me get a prying apparatus. There's that. Ah, dang it. Not taking the piece that I want here. Well, good enough, I guess. Not really how I wanted to do it, but. Oh, look at that. I expected a fight. I'll grab this an ohm meter. Can you guys see that? Probably not, but I can. Like I say, I'm expecting something low. Oh. Or completely open circuited, because it's not doing anything. Is our leads good? Yep, our leads are good. Well, there's your problem, lady, right there. It's open circuited. Well, good. That means we don't have to go that way with it. Let's just take and pull this whole rigmarole off here. There is a little non-factory tape down there at the bottom. Boy, it looks like them terminals, they might have given the old spreadaroo. Somebody might have shoved something in there. You can't just go shoving stuff in there. Let's see for S and G's if that's the case here. I'm just going to pick a terminal here. That one, let's just touch either one of these two, see if we have anything. Yes, sir, 0.1 ohms on that one. Let's check the other one here. Uh-oh, we got a broken wire. Somewhere's in the little harness here. Where do you think it's going to be? Down on the flexi part here, maybe? Somebody's already had this tape. Oh, excuse me, open. At this point, you can just stop and just order yourself a new little sub harness here if you'd like. Something in my feelings is telling me you've done this before, Rocco. Did we already do a video on one of these? Or is this just something I'm thinking about that we've done? Because I remember even looking this up on Ford. Hopefully we don't have another video of one of these. It's got the old Tessa tape on it. It's taped up nice. Probably should have looked to see which wire color we're going after, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'm assuming we're going to find something pretty obvious if it's completely open. I suppose it could be all the way down here at the connector. Let's see, let's go on this side of it now. Ford's always been a little notorious with their wheel well mounted harnesses that just randomly break or randomly open circuited. Well, let's do a little poke and hope here right in the middle. How's that sound? It's kind of weird with all the zip ties, isn't it? Maybe there's a, it feels like there might be a, well, no, I thought there was something in there that held it kind of stiff. So that's kind of weird, just the 4 rando zip ties. Still nothing. Still nothing. What the world? It's probably all the way down inside of a connector. Ah, there it is, you jerk. So it was the white wire. Okay. We were close the first time, you see. Alright, well, let's get all this remaining stuff off here. We'll redo her back. We'll save all the factory stuff here. It's going to be mint. Not really. But it'll work. This car is pretty rotted. Had a hard time putting on a lift. This whole back corner of this car is completely gone. Rockers, everything. She's a mess. There's your problem, lady, right there. Classic. Let's get through this test of tape and we'll make her as good as new. Oh, look at that. It's broke on the blue wire as well. That's pretty interesting. So perhaps the brake job didn't have anything to do with it, except they just happen to be, as I like to say, wrong place, wrong time. A lot like my childhood when I was always in trouble. I was just a victim of the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a slit in it there as well. Interesting. Yeah, she got a little break in the insulation there. Obviously a break down there. There's a break in that one there. Wow, wild, man. Alright, well, let's see if we just can't fix it for the lady and send her on her way. And I don't think it needs to be said, but obviously this is not a proper repair, so we're just going to do this for the sake of show and tell that once we get the new harness, it will be okay. So we'll just strip these back here a little bit. And we're going to use some barrel connectors for our temporary repair. A couple pieces of the heat shrink, just, whoa, for some practice. Get that slid over there, and if we were repairing this for a semi-permanent fix, it would look something like this. There's that, and then obviously line up your colors. Here with the old crimp. We'll slide our heat shrink over, just like so. Use your heat gun. Shrink her down till the goo comes out. There's that. Yeah, fix that one little nick there, but for the purpose of testing, this will work just fine. We'll give her a couple twists here, get her back together. I'm not sure why this is twisted, but it is. Maybe for some rigidity, perhaps. Hard to say. But we'll get her all retwisted around here. I put that connector back in there where it's supposed to be. I put these little hooks back on the harness here. Like I say, this is just a temporary, let's see if it's gonna work type fix. I think our key just shut off. I think that's what that dinger was. So we'll just put a zip tie up here where it was originally fastened, just to kind of hold that temporary. And then we'll run this around down here, hook it back in that ABS hose. Well, let's hook it back to the motor down here if I can, just to temporarily see if it's gonna work. Wow, you pisser. Which way do you go? Oh, I see the latch tabs on the other side. Well, you guys can't see. All you can see is my elbow. Get this going the right direction here. I think we'll be in good shape. All right, and then let's take and plug that back, or hook this back into here. Spun around there. This was clipped into the brake hose, and then for whatever reason, this had those 4 zip ties, 2 in between here and 2 on the outside. No idea what they're there for. But if we're going to temporarily test this, we need to have the factory look. If anybody has any idea why Ford put the 4 zip ties, I looked on the other side. They're there as well. Maybe it's just a stopper to keep it from sliding back and forth in there. That's the only thing I can assume. But all I know is if she were to take our temporary fix to the car show, Judge sees that, zip ties are gone, you're done. Or, you know, if this thing's on the block at Barrett Jackson, them things are missing. I don't know. I don't even want to think about what would happen. All right, let's lower it down, get the key back to the full cut-on position. We'll see if our temporary fix works enough to do a test, and if it does, great, then we'll order all the parts we need and send the lady on her way. All right, here we go, folks. Let's see, that was the service data I was in. Whoa, dude. What's going on here? So we're locked up. Let's go here. And then let's go here, let's go to erase codes. Because we put it in service mode, we may have to go in and step on the brake. Ford's a little finicky. I think you have to have brake pressure. Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to be going on here. Let's do this. Let's get back out of here. Let's go to hot functions, park and brake. We'll go to the apply and release test. Definitely sounds louder than it did the first time. Wow! That's fun. Didn't it get mad at us last time? I think it did. I'm going to imagine we still have the codes there. And I do believe that you have to have your foot on the brake to re-enable the parking brake. Oh, look at that. Nope, never mind. Must be just cycling them. Fixed it. But I do believe if you're using the procedure in the scan tool, I know Autel doesn't tell you this, I'm pretty sure, but you know, you put them in service mode, fine, you go to re-enable them and they won't re-enable. You have to go up in there and hold your foot on the brake and then re-enable it, you know, hit OK, you know, turn the key off and all that stuff. I do believe that is the case. So that's it. Now we just need to order the parts. Let's see here, we'll just do a quick fault scan on it. Should just have that driver door module code there, and whatever the RCM is. Let's see if anybody has a problem with what we just had. Whoa. Restraint occupancy classification system out of left puddle lamp out. Okay. So nothing to do with anything we're dealing with. We're out of here. Here, window. Put a jar, it says. I don't think so. Parking brake released. Whoa! That's fun. Alright, that's it. We're done. Parking brake released. Okay. That's on. Okay. It's got to tell us everything. So that was pretty easy. Must be something wrong with their hood switch. I went out, opened, closed the hood. Still on, but it latches, so that's good. Perhaps it was on when we brought it in. I don't know. Pulled it in last night. Didn't really pay attention. All the dingers and bells and whistles were going off because of the parking brake fiasco. So at any rate, our temporary fix is on there, enough that we could get it outside. Proof of concept. Here you go. This is what you need, lady. Here's your estimate for your harness and so on and so forth. In the meantime, I suppose the car can be driven and decisions can be made with the temporary fix in place. Put on a repair order. Do not drive, do not operate, vehicle's not safe. Boilerplate, boilerplate, boilerplate. And that's it, folks. But that's not it from you, because I want to see you down there in the comment section. Look for us on the Insta, on the Facebook. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.